Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Dan from Big Bucks Trading. In this video, I'm going to be going over my technical analysis on Siacoin. I'm going to be telling you guys why I think that we are just at the start of a massive bull run for this coin. Also, if you haven't checked out my Twitter, it's Dan Trading. I go over stock plays and crypto updates throughout the week. So the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is my Elliott wave count on Siacoin. And I'm going to go way back into 2015. As you can see, we had 5 waves up to the primary degree. This has very nice Elliott wave structure for such a cheap cryptocurrency. So I do believe that the top of cycle wave 1 came in at around January 2018. And I think that this is cycle wave 2 right here. If we take a closer look, it looks like this subdivided as a double zigzag. So we had W, X, Y, and then within the W wave it had an ABC correction at the intermediate degree. For wave X, it took correction as a contracting triangle. So it had these converging trend lines, and then it had this A, B, C, D, E structure, and that's the end of primary wave X right there. And then it looks like it took correction as a zigzag as well for the Y wave. So we had an A, B, C, and in the A wave, this looks like a leading diagonal. And I showed this in my previous video of what a leading diagonal is. It's pretty much when you have 5 waves down and wave 1 and wave 4 overlap and it has converging trend lines. It basically looks like a falling wedge. And the reason that I'm showing you guys these structures back in here is because it's relevant to what we are doing now. I believe that this is the end of cycle wave 2 and it's going on to set cycle wave 3. And I believe that this is just wave 1 and wave 2 to the primary degree. So we have wave 1, 2, and it is going on to set 3, 4, and 5. And these are our primary waves. And within each primary wave, there is 5 waves to the intermediate degree. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and these are your intermediate waves. And you might ask why my Elliott wave count doesn't look like this, with primary wave 4 ending right around here. And the first reason is because wave 4 is very deep, and that is not typically what you see in the cryptocurrency market. Usually your wave 2 is the deeper wave, and then wave 4 is more shallow. We see that with Bitcoin. Here's a good example. We had wave 4 right in here, and this was wave 2. You could see how much deeper wave 2 was than wave 4. So that's the first reason why I think that this isn't a 4 wave. And the second reason is, if this is the top of cycle wave 1 back in here, you would have to assume that wave 5 would be an insanely bullish wave, and it would have to extend very high for this cycle wave 4 to end and stay above the top of cycle wave 1. Because as one of the main rules in Elliott wave, wave 1 and wave 4 cannot overlap. And if this is just going on to set a 5th wave, this 5th wave would have to be extremely high. And in the cryptocurrency market, usually your 3rd wave is the most parabolic, not your 5th wave. So that is why I have this as a wave 2. As you can see, this is an extremely deep correction. This took us down 88%. This is what you typically see in a wave 2. You see this thing pull back down to the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. And for your wave 4, a 0.382 is very common, and in this example, that's exactly what it did. It caught support at that 0.382 Fibonacci level before going on to set intermediate wave 5. For primary wave 2, it looked like it completed as a double zigzag, just like I just showed you guys for cycle wave 2. And this is when it makes your ABC correction down, and then ABC back up for the X wave. And then for the Y wave, it makes another ABC back down. And now I do think that this is just intermediate wave 1, wave 2 just completed, and we are going on to set wave 3. And I do believe that wave 3 will be the most parabolic wave like it usually is in the cryptocurrency market. So since I think that Siacoin is going on to set primary wave 3 right now, my first target for the 3rd wave, I'm going to go over my lower price targets first, and then I have some higher price targets that I will go over right after this. And the way to predict a 3rd wave, the way to measure out how high it will go, is you start your trend line at the origin of wave 1, right down here, and then you draw that trend line to the end of wave 2, and then up to the high of wave 1 again. as you can see in this example, started at the origin of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 2 and then parallel up to the top of wave 1. And then your third target's going to be that trend line right up there. So if it were to do something like that, we would see Siacoin hit around anywhere from 25 to 30 cents would be around that trend line. And then we would see that more shallow pullback since wave 2 is so deep, and then it would go on to set primary wave 5. And it would likely hit that same trend line. So that's going to be my first reasonable lower target for primary wave 3 for Siacoin. So now I'm going to go over my higher targets for Siacoin for cycle wave 3, because as we know, wave 3 is usually the most explosive wave in the cycle. So originally in my last video, I was talking about how this whole move right in here looks like it could be repeating this move right in here, and it looks like it was going on to set that next wave and take it up to around 25 to 31 cents. But now that I take a closer look at it, I believe that it's following more of what it did back in this area right down here, and I think that we are just at the start of a very massive move. So if you take the fractal from the start of 2015 and place it over what Siacoin is doing right now in primary wave 1, you could see that it went up to this resistance level. You could see that it caught perfect resistance right about there, came back down to the support area, caught the same exact support right at around 1 cent, a little below that, and then it started to push up to start primary wave 3, and as you could see, caught resistance in the same exact area, right in here and right in here, and then pulled back down, caught support in the same exact area, and now it's starting to push back upwards. It is actually scary how alike this chart is from the start of primary wave 3 right back in here and what Siacoin is doing right now. If it were to continue doing this, we would see a massive move to the upside. We would see a move all the way up to around $1.30 around that area, and then we would see a pullback for primary wave 4, and then we would see another explosion for the fifth wave, taking it up to around $4. Now these are some high targets for your cycle wave 3, but as you could see, if you take a look at Bitcoin and you tried to draw out your Fibonacci retracement and tried to measure it, you could see how far it went above that 4.236. These third waves tend to explode, especially in a cycle wave 3. Also, if you take a look at Dogecoin, 4.236, draw from the top of cycle wave 1 to the bottom of cycle wave 2, you can see how much higher it went than that 4.236. Usually these third waves tend to explode and just go way beyond measurements. This is typically what you see in these crypto markets. And there's also a cup and handle pattern on the monthly chart, and this is when it makes a U-shaped pattern, and then it makes the handle, and then the confirmation break is going to be that resistance line. Once it does break that resistance, that will be the confirmation to confirm this pattern. And the way you measure out how high it will go is from the bottom of the cup to the top of that resistance line of the cup, and then when it breaks out, that same percent upwards. So that also takes you up to around $4. So that is another confluence telling us that it's going to $4. So like I said, at the minimum this bull run, I see our primary wave 3 reaching around this upper trend line, which could be around 20 to 30 cents. Then we would likely get a pullback, but it would stay above the top of primary wave 1. And then we would see the cycle wave 3 end around that upper trend line again. If this scenario were to play out, it would probably end up at around 40 cents at the very end of our primary fifth wave and at the end of cycle wave 3. Now if it is going to continue to follow what it did in cycle wave 1, as you can see, this is very identical. And if it does start to go parabolic, we would see our third wave end in around the $1 to $1.50. We would see a pullback, and then our primary fifth wave to end around $4. This is the very best case scenario I see for this coin. Up to this point, it has shown that it is going to follow exactly what it did in cycle wave 1. We also have the cup and handle measure move taking us up to $4 as well. So that is another confluence saying that this scenario may be more likely than the lower targets that I have for this coin. So whether or not Siacoin gets up to 40 cents or goes to my highest target at around $4, I do think that this coin is set up for a very nice run. If it went up to even 40 cents, you're looking at like almost 2,000% gain. And if it goes up to $4 target, you're looking at around 20,000%. And if you think that that's not likely, and 20,000% is so much, as you can see in Cycle Wave 1, this coin went up over 700,000%. So this is baby numbers compared to what it did back here, and it is following exactly what it did back here. So that's going to be my TA on Siacoin. I do think that we will start to see this coin start breaking out very soon, and it is going on to set primary wave 3. If you guys enjoyed this TA and you like me going over Elliott waves for different altcoins, drop a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and I'll continue to post more of this type of content. Have a good one.